Yeah, it's been a good week for us to, not have the pressure of games, the kind of rhythm of games, to get back to worrying about ourselves and trying to address some problems that we knew that we need to fix, but just have a chance to fix because of how fast and how quick these games come. And then, it was also good to, for health wise and with guys to be able to recover there. So last week was a good week. This week we know what's ahead of us in Oklahoma. And, unfortunately, there's no easy games left. And so we got to make sure we keep getting better.
What do you make of Oklahoma?
Yeah, Oklahoma on offense, they are extremely challenging. It starts with, a lottery pick point guard and Fears, and he's just going to make some, impossible plays that you can't do anything about. And Jalen Moore is, he's terrific. Undersized, but just his production is through the roof, and he's a handful, and he's scoring in bunches against everybody right now. And I think they're similar to us. I think after that, I think they're mixing in transfers. I think they're getting better. And you look at Oklahoma, and it's a team that was in the top 25 for a number of weeks. Had as good a non-conference as anybody in our league, and beat Arizona and Michigan and Louisville, and just had a great off season. So. They easily could have won 3 in a row. They won 2 out of 3. Easily could have won 3. The Texas A&M game was a toss-up and didn't go their way, which like a lot of these SEC games go.
How does it feel to be ranked?
Yeah, it's not that different than it was last week. It really is. It's the same routine. Being ranked's great for Vanderbilt recognition. In a lot of different ways. I don't want to dismiss that, but at the same time, it's the same work for us. Nothing changes.
Obviously, there's always upsets or one team having a good game, bad game, whatever, but the consistency level the last few games, 2 of 3 you went against some of the best teams in the country. What does that say about the high level that you can not only play at but maintain?
Yeah, I think it gives our guys confidence to know they can play against anybody. And, we've done it at home. We have not done it on the road yet, which is more challenging. And us, a lot of other teams haven't done it on the road yet. So that's the next challenge. You look at our next 2 games of being able to try to beat good teams on the road away from Memorial. You got to be different on the road, and you try to say we're going to keep playing the same style of basketball, but the road brings different challenges, so we better be ready for it.
Other than just playing in front of a hostile environment, what do you need to do? I guess what's the difference that your team needs to get to win on?
Yeah, you look at our last Alabama game, I thought our shot selection was bad. And, you almost got to be, all the details got to be even more important. Taking care of the ball, out-rebounding somebody. Your defensive efficiency's got to be really good because you can't trust you're going to have great offensive nights. So some of those other things you got to be really detailed in being able to do. And, the fact of the matter is you can do all those things and still lose, but you need to do those things to have your best chance to win.
You mentioned a week ago you guys probably aren't close to as good as you can be. Where do you feel like the aspects for improvement are there?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to share all those. I'll do the Bill Belichick on you and not share our inner secrets. But there is a lot of areas to improve. And, the thing about it, there's going to be a lot of teams in the league you're going to take jumps and you're going to start seeing them play really good basketball. When some of them already are, they're playing such a high level. But there's going to be a group that's going to make a run here. And we want to put ourselves in a position to make a run.
Wins like you've had certainly bring eyeballs and exposure. It's probably something you want, but how do you keep the guys kind of level-headed when it comes to that extra attention?
Yeah, we got older guys, and it's just new for some of them, but it's not new for all of them. I think we have enough that are sure of our work. And one of the things we talked about is, getting caught up in somebody else's opinion of you or their belief of you is a weakness. And, if we got really dejected and got down on ourselves and we're picked 16th in the SEC, that would be the wrong way to approach it. At the same time, when somebody's telling you how good you are and you get addicted to the likes and the praise, that's a weakness too. So we got to stay who we are.
Another court storming the other day, there's been conversation about the fines that come with that, but this is now 2 weeks. Did you get to enjoy the second at all anymore? You said the first one you kind of just walked off.
Yeah, with me it's on to the next, but I usually catch the court storming on video, and that's how I get a replay of it. When it's actually going on and you're in the midst of it, you want to get out of there as fast as possible. And that's even on the good side. So on the bad side, you're of course that. So great for the fans. It really is. And we obviously got to stop. You know, we got to stop rushing the court. And I hope there's more court storming worthy moments in the future. But we got to stay in the stands.
It seemed like you improved your time to get off the court in the Kentucky game versus the Tennessee game. Is that accurate?
Practice that.
Yeah, I got great security. My security does a good job there.
The idea is gets to the point where there's no court storming, but what do you talk to your athletes about? Because clearly, like the first one, they were soaking it in, hooping and hollering on the court, and getting to that point where it's just regular for them.
Yeah, I mean, with my team, it really is not any conversation. You know, our goal and our focus every single time is try to win the game and win by one or what else we can do. And when you're in the moment, you're not thinking about after. And all these games are hard. They're all tough. And, you know, when it's kind of a relief when you look at the clock and it's zeros and you're in the winning column. But our team, you know, it's exhilarating for their hard work. And as soon as that's over, it's on to the next.
Down the stretch, how much do you envision playing McLaughlin and Carey together? And when they are on the floor together and they have been in games, what have you seen there? How have you evaluated that?
Yeah, if you look at them together, the actual numbers have been pretty good. When we dive into the analytics of playing the two bigs together, it's been good. The issue is our lack of depth there. And, you know, that easily could be the starting lineup. But at the same time, we just don't have many bigs there. And sometimes foul trouble with one or both of them puts us in a tough situation. So I'd like to do it more, but the game doesn't always give me the opportunity to.
How do you approach a team like OU that's such a good three-point shooting team?
Yeah, and we're a bad three-point shooting defensive team. You know, you look at our numbers and we're not doing a great job defending the three, and they're really good at it. And, you know, the first thing is knowing personnel. You know, good line is on an incredible stretch. He can really make shots. And so it's knowing personnel, him and a bunch of other guys. And then at the same time, it is a technique thing. It's getting through screens and it's also scouting reports. We've given up some in transition, but some scouting report errors, some personnel errors, all those come into play, and we better do a better job of that.
What have you seen from Grant Huffman recently?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Grant's coming back, and we need him, and he's so valuable. What he does for our team, when he's on the court, and you know, we're excited to make this run with him. You know, I can see, you know, his minutes have been down a little bit since he's been sick, but you know, I can see that changing.
Women's team's also ranked too. That would be exciting time that it is for this program, this athletic department in general, with Clark and both basketball programs. I guess, what does it say about the state of where Vanderbilt athletics is and where you guys hope to go?
Yeah, I mean, like with us, it's almost just keep doing your work. I could almost be more proud of the women's program. If you watch how Shea and the women's team work, it's not a surprise. They got great culture. Their girls are in the gym nonstop. They work so hard at it, and they're talented and they're competitive. I've only called a couple games. I catch more of them on TV, usually the second half. And what a terrific win they had down at Alabama. I did watch most of that one.
I guess we haven't asked you about the signees yet. Can you tell us what you think about Jalen Dean Byington and Jaden Leverett?
Yeah, I mean, so both of them are having great senior years. You know, Jalen Dean Byington is, you know, you look at the athleticism in the SEC, and he fits right in. I mean, he's one of the best athletes in the country. Young, he just turned 18, but his quick twitch, his vertical, his length, the way he moves on the court is impressive. And he played AAU and EYBL, very tough, and he was one of the youngest guys in the league, and still was successful. And so I can't wait to see what it looks like with him a year from now. And you know, Leverett is he's had a great senior year. He really has. His game, his development, you know, what he's doing. And sometimes you sign a big and you're thinking it might take them a year or two to get on the court. But how fast he's progressed really in the last 2 years, especially this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't very impactful next year for us.
Oftentimes where you want to be is having freshmen in the program who can play but don't necessarily have to. Do you feel like you're kind of there at this point?
I mean, I think the state of college basketball's changed so much. You know, you look at some teams with the future NBA players and that are freshmen, and that doesn't exactly equate to wins. You look at these teams with the veteran returners and guards, and a lot of times that equates to wins. So obviously you need talent. You got to maintain your culture, but it is a mix. They're going to lose the COVID year guys who had the extra year eligibility. So college basketball will be younger next year than it has been. So I think you'll see more impactful freshmen even than you have in the last couple of years. Anything else?